Gonna play in this big tournament they got on Lichess. Come on, I made my move. I cut my time in half. I hope my internet isn't messed up. Oh no, that's his clock ticking. I hope he doesn't move. That'll allow me to get first place right out the gate. I've been practicing, getting a lot better, so I'll commentate this one. Maybe not this game too well, since I got half the time as him because I blitzed the clock for more points. I'm just gonna do this Scotch opening, run through this opening. I know this opening pretty well. I usually always get an advantage unless you're a really strong player. I'm gonna go for a Maroxy bind type of setup, putting that pawn on c4 if I can. Yeah, he allows that. Then I'll get knight to c3 and probably try to get knight to d5. May have to let me see how he develops his king side. See if I wanna where I wanna put this white bishop. I actually yeah, let me do it like this. I actually wanna move that queen. She feels vulnerable right there. That bishop to c5 is I don't like that. There it goes. See, I didn't like my queen right there, but that's all right. I should take the pawn. And if he take the queen, I take the queen, then I lose a bishop. No, that's an even trade. It's not worth it. You don't have to trade pieces just for the sake of trading. That's not how chess is played. I may go back and block his bishop from off this line. I think that's maybe the best move on the board right here. Because that knight can now come, and that knight can jump to g4, and if I don't move that bishop to the right square, it'll be tough on me. Even though it's not. Okay, so he moved the bishop again. So he wants to go for this pawn right here. Let me secure that pawn. Develop my white bishop. I don't know if I want a pawn storm, go queen side, but I guess I'm going king side now. I gotta hurry up on time, man. He has the same amount. He only used a minute. I only used a minute, so I'll run out of time before him playing at this rate. I gotta speed it up. I took it like that just to make sure that, okay, it don't matter. I was gonna say just to make sure I didn't have any threats in the future on that. But that's a free pawn. I don't know why he thinks it isn't when it is. First mistake of the game. We both playing well. That was the first mistake of this game. My time management is bad. But now I got a more comfortable position. I should be able to breeze through it faster. I pretty much know what I want to do. You want to trade white bishop? If you don't, I'm going to make the trade. Because in this position, with all this space I got, he might want to trade down just because he lacks space, but I really don't mind with these pawns coming at him like that, because I can create a passed pawn on this D file, I'm sure, if we can get these pieces off the board. So I don't mind it too much. Let me get my queen from off this rook file. Maybe line her up again against his queen and make a battery against that h6 pawn maybe. Or maybe get rook to d1 or c4. I got a few moves in this position. I like c4. I can give up control of the d4 square. No one's really, that knight can't jump there. The mistake he's making is he's maneuvering his pieces, but he's not trying to find a good outpost for that knight. Let me double these rooks. His knight should be on e5 already, but he put his queen to where that knight should be able to maneuver to e5. Okay. That's a free pawn. That's a free one. I don't think he see it, but I get a free pawn because he take with the rook, then I take this pawn down here. Oh, he took with the queen. I'm still taking a pawn. Even though he can come down in my territory now, but I'm up 2 pawns. He can drop down here. Okay, that was a good move. That was an absolutely spectacular move. But it gives me a super pass pawn. Let's see what's popping there. You want to play like that. Let's see what's really popping. Let's see if he can lay his rooks on my file and checkmate me before I can get that pawn down there and get a queen. I doubt it. Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. He's going to try to get that. He's going to try to lay them rooks down, huh? He's coming. I'm going to let him, too. Damn, it's going to be a draw. I probably shouldn't have let him do that. Definitely going to be a draw game. Darn it. I'm trying to bait him to take the pawn. And then he'll think he got a checkmate. No, it's a draw. I shouldn't have let him draw it. Darn it. Oh man, I let him draw this shit. I shouldn't have done that. That's alright. I should have brought the rook back. I didn't look at that right. I should have stepped the king over at least. And I could have used one of the rooks to protect that position. So just giving him a darn draw. Now that just gave me 1 point for that game, but that's okay. It's all right. That was a sharp game. What's my rating on that game? My performance is terrible. They did not like me letting him get that draw. That messed my rating up. I should not have let him draw that game. That was a bad line to go into. Now I'm going to go into the Carol Khan with black. This is my main opening, Carol Khan. Unless they open up with a D pawn. They open up with the D pawn, then I usually do like a King's Indian or a Pierce. Other than that, it's Carol all day with the E pawn. I might be one, and this is no exaggeration, it sounds funny to say, but I might be one of the best Carol Khan players in the world, man. I don't know if anybody in the world can consistently beat me without me beating them. I don't even know if that's possible. Since he put that bishop there, I ain't gonna go too far. I was gonna hit his B pawn, attack his B pawn, but he can just, nah, I should have, but nah. I ain't gotta do all that. Because he just would have taken the knight. Come on, dude. I should have done what I was planning to do, but that's all right. I'll play this one safe. I don't want to draw or lose another game. If he don't take that, little stuff like that I like to do. Like he shouldn't make the trade because he moved his bishop. Oh, he only moved it once. Force him to make that trade. He wants me to take it so he can take back with the pawn and have this open file against my king, and then he'll run and castle to the queen side. Now he's gonna lift his queen and try to castle queen side. And I'm gonna hit his. I gotta pawn storm his queen side fast as I can. Oh, he didn't do that. He gave me. That was a bad move. Check. He loses. He can't castle queen side now. After I take this pawn, he's gonna castle. I have to take it. I can get out of there though. I can get up out of there. No, he can't castle. He got to protect the knight, and it's hard to protect that knight. I was about to say he just has to move. Let me get this check in. See if he might have to push the pawn on that one. I was about to say that was a bad check, but it allows me to get back here so I can maneuver myself to his king side if he try to castle. There he goes. There I go. Bink. Yep, he made a mistake. He didn't castle fast enough. He was good though, but that might cost you the game, sir. Now I got to get castled. Castle my next move unless he pushed that pawn on my queen, which he did. I should take the pawn. Take, check. No, I can't. His knight is there. About to say, I'm gonna get this bishop out the way. That white bishop is his strongest protector. I'm gonna get that off the board for free. Check. He might resign after that move. He might quit because he can't save that white bishop. His position fell apart on the queen side. He just couldn't recover. He panicked. He might resign now. His king is in a trap. There's so much little stuff I can do. He wants to trade queens. Nah, we not doing that. Check. Should I trade queens? If I trade queens, he take back with the. Or what if I check him? No, I'm not trading queens. Check. Let me open his king up. Check. Then once he take the knight, I'll take his knight. Instead of trading queens, I'd rather just make sure, because I might not be able to checkmate him if I trade queens and one pawn doesn't win the game. I don't want another draw. He should have taken that knight. Yeah, let me get that. Tricking the heck out of him. Now he takes it from that position. So let me get my king somewhere where it can get away from them rooks, and then I just castle now. I just castle. He's gonna bring a rook. I'll get a tempo check, then I'll probably go pawn f6. Or I might develop the knight, depending on how patient I want to be. I don't want to give, there he goes, I don't want to give him no counterplay. Check, let me develop this knight with check. With tempo, okay. That was risky. I'll trade the queens now, I'm up a whole knight. Now I'll trade the queen. I'm up a whole piece. We can get these queens off the board now. Now I know he's still afraid, so of course he's gonna trade. Even down a piece he traded. And down pawn. How many pawns he got? 5, 6, I got 3. Do I have every pawn? I still got every pawn on the board. That's crazy. I'm playing him tough, man. I'm not playing with him. I still got every single pawn left on my board. There's nothing he can do. He should resign. There's pretty much nothing you can do, sir. I'm gonna pick apart your position. He's gonna take that just so he can think he can open my rook file. But he's gonna take it. He's gonna take that. Because that's his only hope, is to take that and hope I take it back. Okay, he didn't take it. He got other plans. Let me get my rook on this open file once I open it. He's gonna start pushing that pawn. I ain't gonna let him, ain't nothing he can do with my knight defending my king like that. I don't even have to worry about that. Nothing. But let me pay attention though, because there was a game to our chat. Let me make sure I don't let him get away. Exactly. Dang, I want that knight in this place. It's gonna get there too. Let me double these. He's gonna push the pawn. He's gonna push the pawn. If he don't push that pawn now, he's in trouble. If he pushes the pawn now, I gotta think a little. And I don't have the time. He pushes it. Ugh. Now I have to think a little. Shucks. I should leave it there. Darn it. I did not want my king smothered like that. Shucks. I did not want my king to get smothered like that, but that's okay. I can always sacrifice this knight if I have to. If I have to, let me cut this king off. Make sure he can't even go nowhere. Make sure he can't even go back. He might sacrifice the rook in this position. He might sacrifice his rook in this position. So let me protect this. That's what he's going to do, too. He's going to take the knight. I can't let you do that, sir. I forced the rook trade, though. I'm making tape. Still force a rook trade. That's all I need. Check. I just need one rook trade before he can pin that knight to my king. Do I have to take the rook now? Yeah, I gotta take it. Now I'm pretty much out of danger. He has to take back. Now I get this pawn. Do I? Yeah, I get the pawn. Or he walks into it. He can't save the pawn. Oh, no, he can't save it. Let me get that. Now my king has breathing room. Now he can resign. He's not gonna. He's not gonna. Let me block this rook file so I can walk my king out. That's all a winning game. What you doing, man? You can resign now, sir. This pawn is gonna queen. I don't have to move nothing else on the board but this pawn. Queen. Checkmating 2 moves with 3. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, it is 2. Let me see if that made my rating jump. Nah, man, my rating is low. 1860 because of that first game. It was bad. I let him draw that first game. Shucks. All right, so it's 300 people. I'm in 16th place. 10th, first place is killing us. I gotta catch first place in my game. I played both of those games very, very well. I might only play one more, and I might share them. But that first game I played very well, but I allowed him that little late. I allowed him that last way out to draw the game. I'm gonna play this one a full 10 minutes because I'm playing somebody that's in 11, which he did an opening that we don't do no more on high levels. Okay, they do. When somebody does that, just develop, man. Don't try to save the pawn. Just keep developing your pieces. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, just keep developing. Taking tempo on that square. Every time you put a queen there, you putting a piece there with tempo. So in the end, I got a tempo on him. So I got almost 2. That's why, but it's not 2 because I don't have a back piece. He still got his knight developed. I gotta be careful on how I develop this position. I may have to push this pawn early. I gotta be careful the way I develop this position. He's gonna bring the white bishop out to g4 like that. He's trying to get this pawn. He's trying to punish me for kinda. He got the pawn. I've been in this exact same opening before too. I can give him the pawn, he takes the pawn, he take with the queen. If I give him the pawn, he takes with the knight. I can't give him the pawn. What if I give it to him? I take with the queen, he takes with the knight. He takes with the queen, I take the pawn. He doubles the queen and the rook. No, that'll be too much for me. I'll get overpowered. I've been in this opening before too. I might not even castle. That was brutal. I'm not even castling this game. Let me just step my king over. Keep my king right there. Now I need to attack him with the fever of a. I need to attack him with everything I got right now. I need to take initiative. Every move has to be some type of tempo. Every move. Like that's every move has to open my position up more to his king. He just made a bad move. Yeah, he's panicking now. His position falling apart. He's panicking bad too. Let me get that. Rook for a bishop. That's the only advantage I need right now to give me some compensation for having such a bad position. Okay, so let me save the bishop then. Oh, that's a check. That's a check. Guess we got to get these queens off the board there. He doesn't have a choice but to trade, or I save my bishop. And I won the exchange, but I lost the pawn, and I lost kind of control of this position also. Let me check his last rook immediately. Make sure that rook can't come on my 7th rank, on my second rank. He can't trade. He's gonna have to move it. I think he's gonna be afraid to go into an endgame. He moved it. Should I step my king up? Nah, let me get out the way. Oh, man, but his knight is pent. His knight is pent. If I step the king up to the knight, he's gonna protect it with the black bishop. It's not gonna work, but his knight is definitely pent. Let me just get out of his way. Just gotta make sure that knight can't check me. His knight is pent though. My white bishop is out the game too. So he has to lift this rook, probably to d6, to unpin his knight. or either bring his bishop all the way back. Oh, he didn't unpin the knight. He don't believe me. Let me go right here, protect this pawn, and connect my rooks again. I gotta free this white bishop somehow. There's no way to free it either. I gotta free this white bishop though. We double these rooks right here. We double my rooks right here on these white squares since he got this black bishop. Double these rooks. He still can't move that knight. He gotta step that king over one more time, then I pin the knight again. This is a tough game, man. This guy is pretty good, but so is I. He got a minute on me on time. I knew he had to push that. So we pin that knight again. Well, I could just push the pawn down. No, I can't. He just put extra pressure on that rook behind that knight. Now he has to lift the rook. I wish I could push that pawn. Now I can push the pawn, actually. Now I can push the pawn because he can't take it. Yeah, I think that's the winning move. That wins the game right there. That wins the position. Because that pawn is coming home with me. I'm down 2 pawns. I'm up in exchange, but it's still an even game. I kind of technically need one more pawn, and I'm about to get it. No, I'm not about to get it. This dude is relentless. Yeah, I'm still going to get that pawn. Facts. And I'm going to find a way to free my bishop also. Because he still can't, but he can't do anything. He can't move. Even if he moves the knight, he can save the pawn. He can move the knight to c6. But he's going to lose another pawn. He's going to lose c7. Even doing that, no, he's not going to lose c7 because he's protecting the check once he takes back on d5, on e5. So he has a move. Knight to c6 is his only move right now. It's not a bad move either. If he does that, I'll probably bring the bishop to hit the knight. Once he takes the pawn, I'll double 2 of his pawn islands. That's the plan. Game got complicated for him too. I'm caught up on time. This might be the last one. I gotta get ready for my battle tonight. I got a battle tonight, but I got a small little chess tournament that I want to try to squeeze in. Not sure if I can. What you gonna do, sir? That was a good move I made. He don't know what to do. He don't know what to do. When they take this long after playing that fast, they probably cheating. I don't care. I'll beat you cheating. I'll beat your computer. I'll make your computer run out of time. No, but even if he moves the knight, I hit F5. So he's in a terrible position. So he chose not to move the knight. He chose just to give me the pawn, keep the knight there. So let me take it. I'm protecting almost every square that his pieces can go to on my side of the board. Even though 2 of them are hanging in my territory, I'm protecting. And I got him under control. I got his knight under control with my rook. I should sacrifice right now. I should sacrifice in this position, man. Give him the exchange back. Definitely gonna sacrifice in this position. We're gonna go to an end game. It's gonna be an even end game if I do that. Let me see. If I take the knight, he takes back. I take the pawn. He pins the rook. I go to f4. He takes the pawn. I take the pawn with check. He takes back. I take with the bishop. It'll be 4 against 4. I can't do that. What if I chase the bishop away and then take the knight? That's the plan. I'm a sacrifice for this knight and this pawn, though. That's still not gonna work. Darn it. And if I chase the bishop away, I hit the bishop again, it's gonna go back behind that pawn. Then I take the pawn, then I get both pieces. Yeah, it works. That works. You just gotta find ideals in chess to take advantage of the position. That ideal just works. Because once I take that, he takes back. Now I take both pieces. Give me that. So he would have been better off just giving me the pawn instead of just giving me a whole piece. Now he lost. Check. Now I'm taking oh, that was a smart one. But you down the whole piece, bro. But he up 2 pawns. So this is a very instructive game. Very. This is very instructive. I got to rush my king to the center. I know that, but this is very instructive, man. Very good game. Should I rush my king to the center? Or should I try to force him into a bad position? Do I want him pushing those pawns? Let me centralize my king before I even think of anything else. Yeah, he knows how to play. Let me get this bishop into the game. Get this white bishop into the game. He done. That's what's gonna get him. That's what's gonna get him. It's gonna come down to his position. I'm just gonna make it to he can't move nothing. And he's gonna have to back his king away from the center and give me the center control that I want. I'm gonna make it to he can't move nothing. He can't even push it. I'm gonna make it to he can't even push the pawns to black without giving me a passed pawn. So I lock down his king side. Now he's gonna start pushing the queen pawns. Because his king pawns can't be pushed unless he isolate all of them on white squares. Unless he pushes to h5. Then that means my white bishop just becomes that much more dangerous. Yeah, I knew he had to start pushing his queen pawn. So I stopped those from pushing. Now I force his king. Now he has one more pawn push. And I just stop his king from going backwards. Make his king choose which way it's gonna go. And I'm gonna go the other way. Oh, he gave me the passed pawn. And it's very important how if I take it with the h pawn, that's the best pawn to take it with. Because my bishop controls the queening square. It doesn't look safe because that's the pawn furthest away from my king, but my bishop controls both queening square. It controls his queening square and my queening square. That's crazy. That's beautiful. See how I made that bishop powerful, man? Queen. That was beautiful. Let me go get that. Check. Now let me go get his king. Check. That's checkmate. Good game, George. Let me get out of here. Start this day. But I'm close to the top. Carol Khan, as always. Carol Khan is when you start off with c6. Now, and if they do the advanced variation and push to e5, then I go c5 before I bring my bishop out. That's the little nuance in this position that the grandmasters man, chess is in a beautiful place. So he did the advanced variation. So you want to throw that c5 in there before you bring the white bishop out. Because it slows down his development and it gives you counterplay. Once you take the pawn, then it speeds up your development and slows his down. Man, the Carol Khan is okay. Now he's going this way. It's a whole nother game. This one, I never lose this game right here, but I can draw it. Now it's tough to know which pawn. You got to take this with the queen. If you take this with the knight, he's gonna get in trouble. He's gonna put the queen on e2 and he's gonna push the other pawn. But so you got to kind of sacrifice that you just got to let it lay like that. So when he tries, you do that move, and when he tries to protect the pawn, then you bring the knight out, and that's when you hit 2. So he can't protect it. If he tries to, he's gonna get in trouble. He's gonna have to. Only way to protect it is to go bishop to e3, and then he tried, but then when I bring the knight out, now you can't protect this pawn because you blocked this. So it's like now you can't protect the e5 pawn. Okay, so he's protecting it. He wants to keep those pieces, and that's okay, man. You'll get them later. The way those pawns are split, you'll get them later. Just keep playing. Let him castle, go g6, hit that pawn again. It's almost impossible for him to protect. I can take the pawn in one move without him being able to protect it, but I will have to move my queen again. I don't want to move my queen twice if it's not helping my development. I'd rather move the knight twice because it at least helps the bishop develop. Once I move the knight the second time, now my black bishop can go where the knight was. So that's the choice. Okay, so he knew like he can't save that, so he gave it away. He couldn't save this pawn. So you're always going to get that pawn back in the Carol Khan. So you can't be afraid of making that early c5, challenging the center early. Now I just got to get castled and play my advantages, which is the c file. That was a risky move to in this position. But can I hang here? I could stay there for a little while. Can I? If I go knight to c4, can I keep it there? I hit the bishop. He's got to take the bishop all the way back. I wonder if I can keep it there. He can't move the bishop. Yeah, I can keep it there. I can protect it, because if he moves the bishop, he got to protect the bishop. If he protects the bishop, then I just take the pawn and the knight stays there. If he moves the bishop, I take the c5 pawn and the knight has a runaway square instead of having to run to the edge of the board, way to a5. So that's the ideal that I'm using. So that's why I like talking to y'all when I play chess, to teach people chess, because it's not about, like, it's about ideals, like having the best ideal in a position. Like the ideal, like if he did that, I knew the line I would take. You just got to know what you're going to do. Like now his queen is in like eternal trouble on that king line, and he doesn't have the time. If he tries to protect it with b4, then I'm going to go c5, then it's going to get bad for him regardless. It's going to mess his queen. There he goes, trying to protect it. I'm not going to let him. But the question is, should I start that attack or should I castle? I better castle first before I go a5. He can never go b5 because I can just take on c5. So he can never fix this. So he can't fix it though. The best move for him is probably one of those rooks to b1. Kind of prophylactic to my a5. So he can then, no, that's not even going to work. It's hard for him to fix this. And I'm going to get, in my next move, the reason I brought the bishop out, because I want that bishop to go to f6. And then it's pinning the knight to the rook. And see, yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted that bishop on f6, pinning that knight to that rook. And if he want to trade queens, all right. My king should be castled, though. I might have to castle right now. I may have to castle right now off of that move right there. I may have to castle right now. I may have to castle. Do I have the move to do that? Then if he takes the pawn, I take back with the queen. Check, check. He takes the pawn, I take with the queen. I might have to castle right now. And if he takes the pawn, oh, y'all got to castle. I wanted to put that pawn on f3, man, f6. But I had to castle in this position. If I can slowly trade down my endgame, I can't lose it the way his position is, but it can be a draw. You got to think like that also, especially with black. Like if you can go into an endgame to where you know you didn't double your opponent's pawn islands and made them overextend pawns, you know, like I can't lose this position in the endgame, but it can be a draw. So as black, you might want to do that in the tournament. As white, you wouldn't, because a draw with black in the tournament isn't bad. You still get 0.5, and that disadvantage accumulates upon everyone, and everyone feels the brunt of them playing with black. And how that was, I didn't think that was the best move, but I guess he's afraid of me pushing that knight. I didn't think that was the best move in the position. I really don't want to put this bishop on the bad square, man. I'm gonna force him to take that pawn. Let me put this bishop on a better angle, on a better diagonal. Put this bishop on a better diagonal. The reason I don't like his opening, because everything he did was to save his C pawn. So he put priority over his C pawn over his central pawn. I should take that with the pawn. Oh, I got a pass pawn, don't I? You can't be scared, man. Be like, I gotta take it with the queen because it's queen there. Nah, you take it with the pawn. Nah, you got a pass pawn on the e file. That a pass pawn is a pawn that doesn't have any opponent's pawn that can oppose it. That pawn has a straight lane to the queen. Now I hit his. If he lit me, I'm gonna take his knight. Boom, trade his rook. He lit me. Now everything falls. Okay, wait. No, he gotta take the knight back. Because if he tries to take the pawn, then I keep the bishop. So now everything falls by him trying to play like this. Now everything goes. Check. I just got to get this queen on a better square before I try to force him to trade his rook. Ain't even gonna lie on that one. Now I gotta kind of pay attention to this position. I do have a move, but I gotta watch that move. I gotta watch queen. His queen going to f3 is dangerous. So I may have to challenge the rook right away. I may have to not be afraid and challenge his rook right away. My queen is protecting everything in the position, so I'm not worried about a queen-on-queen fight. And if his rook moves, but I can't let his queen get to f3. If he comes and check me, I'm not worried about a queen-on-queen fight because my queen is protecting everything in my position. What I'm worried about is a draw. I don't want another draw game. I really can't lose because of my position, my advantages. Him letting me double that C pawn earlier. Now, the pawn that he let me take is the pawn that becomes my pass pawn. See how the melody and the harmony of the game goes when you think like that? You kind of don't play chess. Chess isn't a game of playing chess by like, what piece is this? Chess is a game of playing chess by principles and by rules and by understanding certain I mean, having good insight why did he go there? Where does he want that queen to go? Do I need to protect that right away, or can I drop down so I don't have to protect that right away? I could make this move first. I could let him go to g5, then I could drop down to d7. Because he's going to go to g5. That's why he went there. Then I just drop. But I'm not worried about his queen doing nothing. This is going to be slow, methodical. I'm just going to slowly improve my position. Like that a6 move was just a slow improvement. I could have ran my queen to a4 and tried to hit both of those pawns if I wanted. But no, it's just a slow improvement of the position right now. Because I don't want to leave my king side, then his queen drop down to I could have done that. But he would have. I don't want him coming to g5. And then he has that option to check me, and he has an option to draw. He has an option to draw the game, in a sense. And I don't want another draw. I think I could win this one. He's thinking he might 2-4-6, 2-4. It's an even game, but it's like the way I play and the way you're supposed to play. It's just my position isn't better, though. Technically, the only reason... All right, here's the advantage of this game. This is how deep chess is. Now, I have 3 pawn islands. A pawn island is a cluster of pawns. So you don't want that many pawn islands. So I got a pawn on b7. I got a pawn on a6. I got a pawn on e6. I got a pawn on d5. I got a pawn on h7. I got a pawn on g7. So I got 3 pawn islands. He only has 2 pawn islands. I got 3. He has 2, but he has a double pawn. So where's my other advantage? It's that I'm the only one with a pass pawn on the e file. So that gives me like not only does that even it up, that actually gives me the advantage. See, he knew I had that a4 move. He tried to bait me into it so he can come into my king, even though he couldn't get in here. But I wouldn't have been able to take none of those pawns, even if I went over there, because he would have just dropped into my house and drew the game. So why would I go over there if I can't take nothing? Just to give him tempo to make the move he just made, and then I end up where I am, it would have been the same thing. So why even stretch my arm that long? Chat. Chess is very deep, man. Very deep. Okay, he wants to trade queens. In this position, just because of all those advantages that I listed to you, I'm a trade. But before I trade, I don't have to trade. He can trade. I'll trade if he step his king away. But right now, I don't have to trade. That's a very important move before trading. Because it's going to give me the it's going to, because if I trade, it brings his king closer. Then without that push, he'll be able to get his king in that hole, in that D5 hole, and stunt my center. So I push it not only to stun his king, but when he takes, he's going to bring my king closer to the game. That's why the person that takes is at the disadvantage. Even though you feel like, oh, I'm taking a piece, it puts you at a disadvantage. Because whichever one of us takes, it brings the other person king closer. Because they got to take it back. I'm sure he's scratching his head now. Like, who the heck is this? See, that's why I pushed the pawn first. Now he don't even have that extra step that he wanted. Now he does have a good move in this position. But it doesn't work because I just take the pawn and he's not going to be able to stop both pawns without me wiping out his kingside pawns. So he can't even go c4. So I just get closer to the center. Now I can hit him with d5, and now these pawns are about to roll. There's nothing he can do about it but let me take the other two. Take the two that's on the H and the G file. Now he's got to find a way to sneak. He's got to find a way to... There's a trick in the position that I'm not going too far because he can go a4. I think there's a trick to where he can get a passed pawn on the queen side. It's a trick right there. If I go too far, let me see. Can he go a4, then push the pawn? Wait, no, there's no trick there. What if he go a4, then b5, then I take, then he takes, then he goes c. Yep, there's a trick there. Then he goes c6, and I take. He got a passed pawn. So if I go too far, I'll lose. I wonder if he knows that. So I got to put him in a zoo swing, meaning I got to force him to do that. And then I'm in time to run back over there. But if I go too far away, I'll lose. My end game is that good, though, that I see that. I just got to put him in zoo swing to where it forces him to move his king. Forces him to push these pawns closer to me. So at least if there's ever a pawn race like that, I would win it. See, that's what I mean by putting his king in zoo swing. First I hit that check. Get his king away from here. He'll never be able to go back there. Check. Now the question is, do I want to push this pawn right here? Or do I want to back up, let him start pushing pawns? Because that side of the board is complete. I got to be careful, man. This isn't a one game. This can easily be a draw. What if I let his king come in that hole? And he always has a4. What if he goes C, then I push? Dang, man, this isn't one. I'm kind of in the zoo swing. Zoo swing is when you can't make a move without it being a bad move. And that's kind of the position I'm in. I shouldn't have pushed those pawns. I should have saved those squares for my king, forced him to push. But regardless, he would have forced me out of that center. So it might be a draw. He just played, he made the right moves. I might win on time, though. He doesn't have any time. But it might be a draw. He's not letting me do what I want with this passed pawn. Can I zoo swing him? Instead of going right back to white. Let me just repeat moves to see what he does. Okay. So instead of going right back to white, what if I do a zoo swing? I mean, not a zoo swing. What if I triangulate my queen? And then when he steps over, I'm in a position that I want to be in. Nah, that pawn push hurt me, man. I may have to sacrifice a pawn in this position. No, that pawn push hurt me bad. Can I zoo swing him? Can I? What if I push, he steps in, I step down, he pushes the pawn? Yeah, I think that wins. That wins. Yeah, that's gonna win the game. He should have stepped in the center. Now it makes it easier. Now that just makes it easier. Because I get this push. All right, I just couldn't. It was tough because I know I can't go too far from his queen side. Now I can leave that pawn there. No, I can't. That was another good move. It's still drawish. I have to leave that pawn there. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can queen in 9 moves. If I move, he can queen in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll take him 10 moves. I'll win the game by 1 move. That's crazy. I can do that. That's Grand Master to think I'll win this game by one move. Ain't nothing he can do about it. Queen. Now his queen, he can't push that pawn. That's the one move. Won the game by one move. He resigned. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm taking too much time playing it. I'm gonna share this with y'all. I'm gonna do a full tournament later. I'll holler at y'all. I gotta get back to studying my round. I got a big battle tonight, so that's 45 minutes. So I'm out.